It all began on a quiet Thursday evening at one of the most prestigious restaurants in the city, the kind of place where luxury cars lined the entrance and wealthy guests filled the tables with laughter, crystal glasses, and expensive dishes. In the middle of this grandeur worked a young waiter named Daniel. He was humble, quiet, and polite, but his worn-out shoes and slightly faded uniform gave away the truth that he came from a poor family. Daniel worked long hours, often skipping meals just to save money to help his mother and younger sister. He dreamed of a better future, but for now, all he could do was serve people who looked down on him, people who never cared about the story behind the hands that brought them food. That night, something happened that would change everything. Daniel approached a table of three well-dressed men, clearly businessmen, judging by their expensive watches and the way they spoke loudly, as if the whole restaurant needed to hear their success. He greeted them with a genuine smile, holding his small notepad ready to take their order. "Good evening, gentlemen. May I take your order?" he asked softly. The men barely looked at him. One of them, the one with the gold watch and arrogant smirk, leaned back in his chair and said loudly, "Oh, look at this." Another servant trying to sound polite. "Tell me, kid, how much do they pay you here?" "Enough to buy those shoes at a real store." His friends burst into laughter, pointing at Daniel's old shoes. The restaurant was silent for a second, some guests glancing over before returning to their meals, pretending not to notice. Daniel's cheeks burned, but he kept his composure. "I'm sorry, sir. What would you like to order?" he said, holding back the urge to defend himself. But the man wasn't done. "I'll order whatever I want, but first, let me give you advice. Don't dream too big. Guys like you'll never sit at this table as a customer. You'll always be on that side, serving people like us. Understand?" His friends clapped the table, laughing even harder. Daniel felt his throat tighten. He wanted to disappear, but he couldn't. His job depended on keeping calm. He nodded, wrote down their orders, and walked away. Inside, he felt small, like all the effort he put into surviving was invisible. At the counter, his colleague Maria whispered, "Daniel, don't take it to heart. People like them. They don't know what real struggle is." Daniel forced a smile, but his chest was heavy. "It's okay. I just need to get through the night." But destiny had something else planned. As the night went on, the men kept mocking him. They complained about the food before even tasting it, sent him back and forth with ridiculous requests, and whispered insults just loud enough for him to hear. At one point, one of them deliberately spilled wine on the floor and snapped, "Hey, poor boy, clean this up quickly." "That's what you're good for, isn't it?" Daniel knelt down, cleaning the mess, his hands shaking, his ears burning with humiliation. Some customers shook their heads in disapproval, but nobody spoke up. Nobody defended him. But just as Daniel finished cleaning, a new guest walked in. The door opened, and silence seemed to follow as an older man entered. He was tall, well-dressed, with a presence that demanded respect without saying a word. He walked slowly, observing the room, greeting the receptionist with a warm nod. Daniel noticed him immediately, because everyone did. But what shocked him most was that the arrogant men at the table suddenly straightened in their seats, as if they recognized him. The man walked toward the table where the businessmen sat. They smiled nervously, standing to greet him. "Mr. Collins, what an honor." "Please join us," said the one with the gold watch, but Mr. Collins didn't even look at them. Instead, his eyes fixed on Daniel, who was still on the floor, wiping the last of the spilled wine. "Daniel," the man said softly, with a tone of familiarity that no one expected. Daniel froze. How did this man know his name? The entire restaurant was watching now. Mr. Collins bent slightly, helping Daniel up from the floor. "You shouldn't be on your knees in this place," he said firmly. Daniel blinked in confusion. "Sir." I don't understand. Mr. Collins turned to the room, his voice strong and clear. For those who don't know, this young man is not just a waiter. He is family to me. He is like a son. The room gasped. The businessmen exchanged terrified glances. Mr. Collins continued, I am the owner of this restaurant. And tonight, I witnessed something I cannot ignore. Whispers spread through the tables. The men who had mocked Daniel were now pale, their arrogance gone. Mr. Collins looked straight at them. You came here thinking money gives you the right to humiliate others. But let me tell you, no amount of money can buy dignity, respect, or compassion. And if you can't show respect to the people who serve you, you don't deserve to be served here at all. The businessmen stammered, trying to explain. It was just a joke. We didn't mean, but Mr. Collins cut them off. A joke. Humiliating someone who works hard to provide for his family is not a joke. It's cruelty. He turned to Daniel and placed a hand on his shoulder. From today, you will no longer be just a waiter here. You will be in training to manage this place. You have proven more character in silence than these men have in their loud laughter. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. He could barely speak, Sir, thank you, but I don't know if I'm ready. Mr. Collins smiled warmly. You're more ready than you think. You have humility, kindness, and strength, qualities that no school can teach. That's what makes a true leader. The restaurant erupted in applause. Guests stood from their tables clapping, some even cheering Daniel's name. Maria hugged him tightly, whispering, I told you, don't take their words to heart. The businessmen, embarrassed and humiliated, quietly gathered their things and left without finishing their meals. For once, they were the ones walking out with their heads down. That night, Daniel went home with more than just hope. He went home with a future. As he hugged his mother and sister, tears streaming down his face, he told them what had happened. For the first time in years, he felt that all the sacrifices, all the struggles, had not been in vain. He realized something powerful. Respect is worth more than riches, and kindness can change destinies. And now, to everyone watching this story, I want to ask you, how would you have reacted if you had been in Daniel's place? Would you have kept quiet, endured the humiliation, or stood up for yourself? Leave your answer in the comments because your voice matters. And if this story touched your heart, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories, and share it with someone who needs to be reminded that dignity is priceless, because at the end of the day, what defines us is not our wealth, but the way we treat others.